God still has a plan for you. And your plan that God has for you is just as great as what this one is. Don't think to yourselves, well, you know what? God hasn't called me to be a good nation, a great nation. He hasn't called me to be a blessing to other people. Yes, he has, because he has given you his son so that you can be a light into this dark world. God has a plan for your life. I'm not here to try to tell you that your unanswered prayers, you should just push them away. You should just forget about it. You should just move on. I know that there are situations that we go through that we are desperate for. Amen. And we need God to move. Yeah. Amen. And we ask and we ask and we ask. And it seems like God just doesn't hear us. Or we even ask ourselves, is he even there? Amen. Unanswered prayers are really hard, aren't they? They're so difficult for us to process. They're so difficult for us to live in, where we know we need something, we need a miracle, and then it just isn't there. There's other prayers that we can look back on. Like I remember, anybody know the Garth Brooks song? Sometimes I think don't want me to sing Garth Brooks? I could make it sound better, but Pastor Frankie made me lose my voice during the worship time earlier. It's easy to be able to look back and be like, man, God was in me. Like that song, God saved me from marrying that fat girl. Come on, somebody. What? It's not my song. It's Garth Brooks' song. We'll get mad at me. I'm just calling it out, you know? It's easy to look back at some of those situations and be like, man, I'm so glad that God saved me from that one. But then there's other things where we need God to come through in a big way. Cancer. Come on now. We just saw in that prayer request that we have every single week. That I don't know if you saw the very first one that we're praying for Diana. Pastor Rod is here this morning. And just over the last couple of days, Diana was just diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. God, we need you to come through. There's so many of us in here. Man, how about praying for our kids? Man. But how about your marriage is going to fall apart and you just don't know what's going to happen? I want you to know this. And I want you to acknowledge it right now. Your pain is very real. Amen. And God sees your pain. Right. And he knows your pain. And even though you feel like he might not hear your pain, I just want you to know he knows it. Your pain is real. And I know that it breaks the heart of God, because I know that it breaks my heart as well. Right. And if it's going to break my heart from somebody who's not anywhere close to as compassionate as our God is, I know that it's breaking his heart too. And so I think that we just need to walk through, how do we address this tension of these unanswered prayers that we have, that we are desperate for God to move? Well, what we've done through this entire series is we've looked at individuals in history and how they dealt with these moments of tension to teach us how to be able to deal with these same tensions that we feel. And so today we're going to do the exact same thing, and we're going to look at somebody who experienced unanswered prayers for years, and understanding how they walked through it so that we can understand how we can walk through it. And so today we're gonna walk through these individuals. It's 2 of them today. the man's name is Abraham and his wife's name is Sarah. And so we're going to walk through Abraham and Sarah's life, and we're going to learn how they dealt with this tension of unanswered prayer so that we can walk through this tension of unanswered prayers as well. Now, one thing I want you to know that as we're reading through this story that God actually did so many amazing things in their life, and we're not going to touch all of those. But one of the things that he did is that when he called them out and he's beginning to have this relationship with them, that he actually changes both of their names. And so Abraham is his name before was Abram, and Sarah, her name before was Sarai. And so I'm going to end up saying both of those at some point, and don't just sit there and judge me and be like, at that time, his name was Abram. Okay, chill out, okay? We're all on the same page. We all love Jesus and we all love the Bible. Can I get an amen? So don't judge me, okay? I don't need to feel that kind of tension as we're walking through this today. And so we're walking through this life of Abraham and Sarah. And I want you to know just right off the bat that Abraham and Sarah were individuals that lived an amazing life. They lived a life that was full of ups. They lived a life that was full of downs. They had these crazy miracles that would happen in their life. And then they had these faith-filled moments. And then they had these moments filled with doubt. They had these moments and experiences with God. And then they had these moments where they sinned against God. Sounds a little bit like you and I. And so I just want you to know that we can relate to a lot of the things that they're walking through. And so as we go through and we're learning about Abraham and Sarah, I just want you to be able to know this, that you are in the exact kind of place that they are, just in a different kind of time. We live a different life, but not a different life. And so it's very applicable. The Bible is going to be very applicable to us today as we're walking through this tension that we have with Abraham and Sarah. And the very first thing that I want you to know as we're walking through this is I want you to know this. I want you to know that with Abraham and Sarah, and it's true for you, God has a plan for your life. Come on now, I'm going to say that again. God has a plan for your life. I'm going to say it. God has a plan for your life. I'm going to say it again because somebody in here needs to hear this because you don't think that it's true, but God has a plan for your life. He knows you and he cares about you. Just because you don't think he hears you does not mean that that's true. God has a plan for your life. Genesis chapter 12, verses 1-3 really is the start of this journey that we're walking on. And it starts with this. The Lord had said to Abram, leave your native country, your relatives and your father's family, and go to the land that I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty good. I will bless you and make you famous. Come on, God, speak to me. Put some blessings on me. I will be a blessing to others. You will be a blessing to others. I will bless those who bless you and curse those who treat you with contempt. All the families on earth will be blessed through you. God had a plan for Abraham and Sarah, and God has a plan for you. Now, I want you to know, it might not be as specific as this, but God still has a plan for you. And your plan that God has for you is just as great as what this one is. Don't think to yourselves, well, you know what? God hasn't called me to be a good nation, a great nation. He hasn't called me to be a blessing to other people. Yes, he has. Because he has given you his son so that you can be a light into this dark world. God has a plan for your life.